and welcome to Elizabeth's Cozy Kitchen. Today we're going to be doing two different things. So in the last video I showed, by the way, today's day 4. In the last video I showed you how to make Dr. Ann Wigmore's, the founder of Wheatgrass, how to make her energy soup. Today I'm going to show you how to make a different recipe that you can make that if you don't have any Rejuvilac. And I've also added a few things. So keeping in mind your energy soup, that's your raw living soup. That's what has your fermentation, that's filled with sprouts. It's basically salad in a blender. So the first thing I'm going to need is some fresh spring water. I'm going to put in a cup. I say fresh, like I went out and got the spring water myself. I didn't. If someone wanted to do that for me, I'd be grateful. That'd be fantastic. Someone goes to get me fresh spring water. And then we need our greens. So I'm going to use just baby greens, a handful of baby greens. We used spinach last time. You can use any kind of greens you want. Throw that in there. And then I found some rainbow kale microgreens. So I have some kale microgreens. It's kind of similar to like sunflower sprouts if I would have been able to find that. Like the ones we're growing. I'm still going to throw some regular sprouts, some alfalfa sprouts in there. Or if my broccoli sprouts, those will be ready today. I should use those. That's okay. We've got some alfalfa sprouts in there. So instead of doing our Rejuvilac, we're going to use a raw miso, a miso paste, a teaspoon of it. This is a very good miso paste because it's called Sea Clear from Shaman Shack. And it also has chlorella and kelp in it. So I really like this product. I use it in my kale chips too. And then I have half an avocado. Now it seems to be a good time to talk about detox symptoms. The main detox symptom that I've noticed is spaciness, but it's also normal to feel like you have kind of like flu-like symptoms, but I definitely feel spacey. Just in case you've noticed it from the video. I have half a zucchini I'm going to throw in, half of a cucumber that I'm going to throw in. I have some garlic. Now people who are not a huge fan of energy soup, you might like this recipe a little bit better. I think it's because I add more flavors to it. The original energy soup can be so bland. So I have 2 cloves of garlic thrown in there. And we're still going to put kelp in. I don't find it makes it too salty because keep in mind there is some seaweed in the miso. It's a saltier product. But I don't find that this isn't making it too salty. If it is too salty for you, I would, and you're using the Sea Clear, I would not add the kelp. So see how you go. And then we need half an apple. And then we're going to use the other half of the apple for the topping, just like we're going to use the other half of the avocado as a topping. So far what I've had is I had watermelon for breakfast, and I'm watching a squirrel go into my apple tree, and he better leave my apples alone. I had some watermelon for breakfast. I'm going to have a vitamin O green smoothie somewhere throughout the day. This is my lunch. The energy soup is going to be my lunch. Nice, deep, rich color. And it does look like a smoothie. I think the reason we eat this as a soup as opposed to just putting it and drinking it through a straw is it's a more savory flavor. I think it's just, it's savory so you feel like you need a spoon. If you want to put this in a mason jar and just eat it with a straw, you can. So I'm going to top this with some of the, because it's a soup and it's savory, I like to have a little bit of chew. So I top it with the half of an apple, with my half of my avocado. You can absolutely throw some sprouts on there if you want to. And what makes it good to me, like it doesn't, I probably wouldn't eat this if it wasn't, but I like things spicy. And also I feel like ham breaks up mucus, so it's very good to have in your diet. I like to sprinkle cayenne pepper onto my energy soup. I like things really spicy. Cause I'm spicy like that. Okay, so here we go. We have the energy soup. You see it? Is it in there? Set that down right here. And my sprouts are ready. So I took the lid off for a day so that I could get a green color out of my sprouts. It's not necessary. And most of the hulls, you have to dehull your sprouts, are you going to notice are on the bottom right there. So what we're trying to do is get rid of all these the hulls from the seeds. So I have a bowl, and I need to get a smaller one. This is such a big bowl for such a little job. But I'm going to fill it up with water. And you just kind of swish around and kind of break it apart. You're just swishing around, swishing around the sprouts in the water. So it's almost like if you're washing your sprouts, and if you'll notice, I don't know if I can tilt this. You can see all the seeds are just kind of like coming to the surface. And you are going to lose some sprouts in the process. Don't be sad. It's okay. And of course, it's not terrible if some of the hulls stay in. You know, they're not going to kill you or anything. Just a little crunchy. So as you can see in my bowl, after I took out the little colander thing, there's all these seeds floating in the top. And there are some sprouts as well. So I'm going to rinse this bowl. Put these back in. Top my top. And I'm going to spin them. This is going to get the rest of the seeds to go out. As you can see, all the seeds are on the sides of the bowl. You also don't want your sprouts too wet when they get put away. There we go. So my sprouts are done. So I'll be able to have this for my dinner, or I don't know. I'm spacey. Or tomorrow in my energy soup. And keep in mind, the sprouts I made, I used the Mother's Milk brand from sproutpeople.com, and it has broccoli, which is my favorite sprout, and then I think it's onion, fenugreek, and sesame. Oh my god, these are so good. And broccoli sprouts are, when you find them in the store, are really expensive to buy. So it's nice to be able to grow your own, and it's nice to have a mix because I think they're $30 a pound for broccoli sprouts. When you get them in a mix, it makes it cheaper. And yeah, that's it. And then you're just going to store them in a bag. If you have, I don't know where mine are. If you have one of those green bags, the green bags that keep the stuff fresher longer, those are always really great. Or if you save a container like this, or I think I have one in here, I'll put them in. You can always just put them in a container. If you leave the container open, they do dry out though, so you don't want your sprouts to dry out. And then now that these are done, I'm going to start a whole new batch so that they're ready when these are gone. So simple, right? Okay, so we made Elizabeth's energy soup, a little bit slightly different variation from Dr. Ann Woodmore's energy soup. And I finished the sprouts. I think we're doing pretty good today. Like I said, today is day 4, and I'm feeling fantastic. And I hope you join me tomorrow.